Corbin Bosch today. You're new to this whole shebang, but you would have known, I'm sure, that Cape Town, finished bottom in the last two competitions, and now here you are, flying high. What do you think has made the change?
I think the team has been, we've gelled really well together, and it's helped that a lot of our players have been informed throughout the competition, and it's always someone else putting up their hand. The guys at the top have batted beautifully, so I think that's, on the batting front, that's definitely helped us set up games, and I think as a bowling unit we've taken wickets at crucial times, which has allowed us to be in the position that we're in.
How's it going? Can you just maybe talk about the summer that you've had? I mean, some pretty unbelievable things happened, I guess.
I think I'm still on cloud nine a little bit. It's been an absolutely incredible past few months. Yes, I can suppose. It's been an incredible past, literally month and a half. I don't think I could have dreamt in my wildest dreams that the past, I think 6 months ago, I wouldn't have thought I would be sitting in the position, having played 2 different formats for my country. So I'm just absolutely grateful that I can play and let alone contribute to the side's successes in the various formats.
And we saw 2 really amazing catches out there to Dewald and himself with the return catch. Can you just talk about the experience of that and seeing that and doing that?
Yeah, when I saw the ball go up to Dewald and I looked over and he was charging in, and I'm thinking, please don't go over your head, please don't go over your head. And then he took an absolute screamer. If there was someone to do it, it's probably him. And then my caught and bowled. I don't think I saw it for very long. I played a bit of hockey at school, so and I was a keeper, so I'm gonna play testament to that. It's one of those that they either stick or they don't. So I'm glad I dropped Aiden in the first one, so I'm glad I managed to get this one today.
Corbin, following on Fido's question, just having had that test match at SuperSport Park, and just how much confidence have you carried into this? You've obviously sat out a few games, but you just, like the way you bowled today, it just seemed like you had so much confidence in everything that you did. What held that?
I think I'm just enjoying my cricket at this point in time. A childhood dream of mine was to play cricket for my country or be a doctor, but 2 very extremes. But I think any opportunity since then, I just told myself I'm gonna just enjoy my cricket. Who knows how long it lasts? And every single time I step onto the cricket field, I'm gonna give 100% no matter what. And I think this Newlands crowd over the past few games has really given me that extra bit of boost. So today it came out really nicely, and as I said, it can feed off such an amazing crowd and probably one of the most iconic venues in the world.
Hey Corbin, I'd just like to know, obviously in any tournament or in any team, you never think too far ahead because there's obviously a danger in that. But we get to the stage where the end is almost in sight, even if it's just the final. Do you think the talks in the changing room is starting to change now a bit? The talks going forward. Obviously, there is still you have the home game and the away game still left, but obviously, as I said, it's almost the end stages, and you know it's in reach. So, do you think the talks in the changing room is going to start to change now?
No, definitely not. I think the guys are very professional. We still want to take it one game at a time, and I think that's definitely important moving forward. We've got a game to win in Pretoria. I mean, would like to finish top of the log. I think that would do a testament to the team doing all the right things. I mean, as mentioned earlier, we were at the bottom of the log for the past two previous seasons. So what a way to just go forward and try finish on top of the log this season, leading into the playoffs.
When you came back for your spell and took a wicket on the first ball, did you realise? Can I check if you were on a hat trick?
So actually, I didn't realise, and funny enough, so completely out of context, the game before, as a joke, I told Balti that I went for a hat trick. I only took 1 wicket, but in the back of my mind, I thought hat trick. Had I known I was going for a hat trick, I'm actually going to tell him just now we're going to have a good giggle. I had no idea I was on a hat trick. It should have come up on the TV, then I would have. I maybe would have tried to bowl a better ball than the one that I ended up bowling. It would have been comical had I gotten one, and we would have just laughed at each other.
What's your relationship been like with him, especially in someone who is bowling up early and bowling late as well?
I think we've gotten along with each other very well. I met him in the IPL in 2022, and it's just one of those. He's an absolute character, and I just enjoy feeding off him, sponging. He's got a lot of stories, good ones, and he's just like really good value to be around. And as I said, I'm here to enjoy my cricket, and he's pretty much played a very good part in that. So.
Okay, last two questions, please.
Just a quick question on the qualifiers to come. Do you feel that the team has a bit of an edge heading into those with a few players coming from up country?
I think it will definitely help with, I think, 75% of our squad actually being from up north. I think it will be nice for us to play that first game in Pretoria on Friday. I think it will just give us a little edge on conditions, especially leading into the qualifiers. And as I said, a lot of our team does play their cricket up north, so I definitely think it is an advantage. But at the end of the day, you still got to deliver the ball in the day. So I think that's one of the more important things.
Corbin, can I just ask about Rashid Khan as captain? He's the only foreign captain in the tournament, and all the guys have said, the senior group has kind of rallied around, sort of showing him the ropes. What's he been like, and what have they been like?
He's been fantastic. He's got a lot of ideas, and he's been very calm, and he's trusted me to do the things that I want to do, and let alone all the other players. He's been really motivating, always telling us we're batting second, so it throws me off. But he's been like really positive and a really good vibe, and I think the whole team itself is just gelling really, really well together, and with such a fantastic atmosphere. And fortunate enough to get the owner out here today, and he's been a massive part of the successes of this team. So just grateful that he's also made his way out, and what a way to perform in front of him today as well, which has been special.
Just one other thing too, you've had 4 sellouts at home and 1 home game left. How incredible is that as an achievement, I guess, for you guys, and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, I think sellout crowds, they definitely give you that extra percent when you need it. They've been, I think Newlands is a crowd that really watches the cricket, so they watch the game and they intrigued in the game, and when it's always nice to hear them cheering. It's always nice being on the receiving end of the cheering. It's not so nice when I'm going to go back home on Friday and then they're going to boo me, so that's going to be a weird one. But the support here has been phenomenal, and I urge all the Cape Townians to come out on Sunday so we can give them one final bang.
You're new to this franchise, but obviously you know that they've been very successful in the first 2 editions. Why do you think it's not gone that well this time? Has there been much introspection within the dressing room as to what's going on this time?
Well, I think firstly, I think we're in 3rd place. So I don't think we've done too badly. I just think when we've lost quite badly, and that's probably the nature of the game. I think we'd obviously like to be a lot more consistent, and hopefully come the last game we can be a bit more consistent leading into the playoffs, hopefully.
As we've seen with a couple of sides, that the top order has been a little bit unsettled, not maybe in terms of personnel, but just actual consistency of scoring runs. How have you found that with the Sunrisers, and do you feel is there something missing in terms of an element of what you guys can do differently?
I found the wickets this year have been quite tough, according to the other players, which they've said the first 2 seasons wickets were a lot better. So yeah, I think we're in like a mold now where we're trying to see off like the first three overs, but we're still losing wickets in those first 3 overs. So it's been tough, but yeah, hopefully we can make it right in the last game.
And just on Emma and Paul Royals have kind of run away with the points table they confirmed for the first qualifier. What have you seen in them that suggests they may be leaders of the pack?
Well, Paul, I think, have played really well at their own ground, and I think they've played their conditions well. And it just looks like MI Cape Town have a lot of confidence, and you can kind of see that with their batting, the bowling, and their fielding. So yeah, I mean, obviously they've pulled ahead and they have the first qualifier. But like semi-final cricket, there's strange things that happen. It's not always the first 2 that win it. So hopefully we can sneak in and win the whole thing again. Yeah.
Marco?
Don't know.
David, you guys have gone well in the first couple of seasons, and especially starting slowly, but then almost being a juggernaut in terms of the latter stages of the competition. So you're going to have to do it a little bit differently this season. How confident are you in the fact that you guys can still go all the way, even with a little bit of an uplift that you've had now?
I don't know. I'm very confident. I don't know how to say more, but yeah, I feel that there's enough experience, there's enough big players to sort these issues out, and yeah, I think we're three games away from a final. So if we can get on a run, we leave these 3 or 4 games here, and then we hopefully win the whole thing. Yeah.
While main things is sort of up and down a bit for Sunrisers, that was another good innings from you today. It looks like you have been progressively just feeling more at home out in the middle, or what has changed for you?
I think I felt a lot more comfortable every game. I feel in the first couple of games my hands were shaking. I was so nervous, but I think it's got better. Obviously, I'd like to score a lot more runs than a 30 and a 40. So yeah, hopefully moving forward, I can get a big score rather than just the start. Yeah.
Where did those nerves come from? I mean, you played international cricket, you played all over the place.
Well, I think this summer for me has been tough. I don't think I've batted that well, and also I don't think I've played T20 cricket since the blast in June. So I think there's a combination of reasons. But I'm happy with how it's going now, and hopefully I can improve further. Yeah.
Okay.
Brevis, this tournament's been rather low scoring. Is it the fact that the bowlers have come into it more? Do you think it's a good thing that it's perhaps more even compared to the seasons before, or as a batter, are you complaining about it?
No, I don't think there's any complaints. I think obviously as a batter you'd much rather have flat, nice wickets, but it's the nature of the game. I think you must just adapt. And I think the 2 teams that have adapted the best so far are obviously Paarl and Cape Town, and that's probably why they sat at the top of the table. So hopefully moving forward we can adapt better.
Last question.
Hey David,
Hi.
I'd just like to know, I think one of the things that we picked up this season is that, except for obviously Cape Town and Paarl was, the rest of the teams would lose a few games and then would gain some momentum. It was the same with you guys, and then like a loss today that was just like obviously a big loss. What do you think is the reason that a lot of teams, the rest of the 4 teams, have been struggling with momentum throughout this tournament, and maybe your own team with getting a few wins to back yourself up to 3rd place, but then again like a loss today?
I think every single ground has different conditions, and I think that Paarl and Cape Town have probably adjusted better, and I think we've played very well in our own conditions and probably struggled away. So I can't speak for the other teams, but I think us personally, I think we've probably struggled to adapt quicker than, let's say, Paarl and Cape Town. But as I said, we've still got hopefully 3 games left, or hopefully 4 games left to make it better, and hopefully we can win the whole thing.